Okay guys, we're almost ready to start the year, like literally tomorrow. So the first thing I need you to do is I need you to know what to do with Zoom before we get started. So there's a couple things that we need to do. Number one, when you Zoom, when you log into my classroom, I need you to do a couple things for me. Number one, find a nice quiet place. You say, well, I'm not going to say much. Well, that's true. But anything that your mic picks up, we can hear, and in fact, the whole class can hear. And I wouldn't want anybody to feel bad or to be embarrassed in any way by the mic picking up something accidentally. Another way that you can solve that problem is use just little earbud mics or that little $1 mic that you can get from Dollar General that's on a cord. You plug it right into your computer. That microphone is right here. The earbuds are right here. And nobody needs to hear what's going on in your class. And it's easier for me to hear you because that microphone is right here. So that's just a couple things to get started. Additionally, hey guys, I know we can use virtual backgrounds. And if you want to use a virtual background, that's okay with me. But there is a rule. I need you to keep those virtual backgrounds like pretty chill. You'll notice behind me, big white wall. When you see me in the classroom, all you'll see is classroom wall. The reason is, this is the focus of education. When I'm looking at you, I'm looking at your face. That's what I need to see in the Zoom. So not like crazy, I'm at an amusement park, pretend in space, driving a starship, whatever, okay? Keep it simple, guys. If you say, I don't know how to do virtual backgrounds, I don't want to do that, that's awesome. The easiest thing to do is simply take your Chromebook or your iPad or whatever you're accessing class on and turn with your back to the wall so that all that's behind you is the wall. Do be careful. You guys might be super excited about trains like I am, and you can see trains all over the place, but maybe you're not. And so that's why I use a pretty blank background. I don't need to know which bands you support or whatever else. So just a nice clean bit of wall, that would be awesome. If you could do that, that would be great. If you can't do that, no worries. Put a virtual backdrop up that is nothing but really simple. Okay, so with that, that means we need to talk kind of about what do we wear. Well, remember guys, this is school, okay? So since this is school, just dress like you would be at school. Make sure that it's school appropriate. Make sure the messages on the t-shirt are school appropriate. My job is not to reach into your house and like punish you for things that you shouldn't wear at school. That's not it at all. The point is, we're here to learn, so I just don't want anything to distract from that learning. Now, that brings us to microphones and to video cameras. Now, microphones and video cameras. First things first, microphones should always be off unless you're speaking. Because the whole point of this video thing, right now I'm talking to a glass lens a day before I'm actually talking to you. This is not amazing for me because I kind of have to pretend how you're going to respond. The good thing is on Zoom, you can respond and I want you to respond. But we can't have like 30 different microphones picking up 30 different things. So you know a great thing is if you have your camera on, this is pretty universal for way to go. This is great. I get it. I understand. This is pretty universal for not so much, boss. Or like, is pretty universal for I don't get it, okay? So we have like bear, and all right? So try those. Also, when you're on there, if you do have a question and it is appropriate time to ask a question, unmute that mic, let me know. Now you say, well, I'm not sure when to do that. That's easy too. Down in the chat, there is the participants option. Choose the participants option, and in that participants option, it'll bring up who's up there. And down here, you should see a raise your hand option. So you can use your raise your hand option. If you don't like that one, I got another. Along this bottom row again, you have chat. So pick chat. Chat will come up on the side. Maybe it's this side, maybe it's that side, but probably it's going to be this side. And all you need to do, type your question in the chat. Now, I'm not sure how I'm gonna like be monitoring all this while I'm doing this, because all you guys gotta do is like sit and listen. For me, I gotta be like, all right, technology and teach, and all right, so I don't know, but I'm gonna try, all right? So I need your patience with me, and the more we can work on this together, the easier this whole thing's gonna be. So use that chat window, that'd be great. So you have A, you can unmute your mic and ask a question. B, you can use the participant, raise your hand. C, you can put it in chat. Then D, you could literally just turn your camera on and raise your hand. My goal is to allow you to leave your cameras on, because I'm going to be honest, it's a lot easier to teach to a group of people than it is to a group of black boxes with names, okay? However, if we can't handle that responsibility, then we'll have to go the other way, all right? So, just a few things to think about there, all right? So, with that in mind, there's a couple different ways for you to interact. So, for video and for microphones, leave them off at the beginning of the meeting. Once I start teaching, you can leave your mics off, but you can turn your cameras on. The reason to wait to turn those cameras on until class starts is so that we don't unintentionally pick up your brother or your sister or your mom, or you finishing that donut before class or whatever it is, okay? When you turn the camera on, be ready for class time. Okay, when you turn that microphone on, be ready for class time. And speaking of the devil, when it's your class time, that's when I need your attention. These class times are only about 20 minutes, so I need to make every minute in there count. All right, guys? So I need you to be ready, be on time, be focused. I'm not going to wait for people to log in. Now, if you miss it, we are going to try to post those recordings online. But I'm going to be honest, sometimes I may forget. Because, you know, again, I'm like juggling, I'm like that dude with the plates. I have lots of stuff that I have to accomplish from get the lesson ready, do the lesson, make sure it shows up on the computer, videotape, and make sure y'all aren't misbehaving in the whole 9 yards. So help me out, be on time, be ready, kind of follow some general basic rules, and remember, you're in school even though you may not be in school. So the other thing about that chat window, make sure that everything you put in that chat window is appropriate. Do not change your names on the screen. You may use your first name, you may use your first and last name, you may use Mr. or Ms. So-and-so last name, but don't change it to Nutty McBoogersons, okay? Just don't do that. Because then I have to be like, hey, Billy put his name as Nutty McBoogersons, and then we got to go to Mr. Downey, and it's a pain. Like, this is hard enough, guys, the way it is. Please don't make it harder. So I want to treat you with respect, allow you to turn on your cameras, allow you to get in the chat, allow you to do these other things. But if we screw it up, then we got to do things that aren't as good. And I don't want to do that. So I'm asking for your help, okay, guys? You can call my 1-800 number. Please act like a good student. I don't even think that makes a good 1-800 number, but please act like a good student is really what I'm asking from you in this video. So let's see here. Close, microphone, video, behaving, how to get in touch with me. Where will I post this stuff? I'm going to try to post it to Google Classroom, but most of the time, most of my plans are going to be in Google Classroom for a whole week. Now, in this first week, I think it's going to be by day, because like each day builds on each other's day. But as a general rule, you'll go right to those links and you'll have them there. We're going to talk about that in class as well. So I think this video has gone on long enough. Let's make sure that we have a great year, a great first 9 weeks with remote, and let's really make this thing work. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.